Brahms' Second Piano Concerto. Whenever I listen to that wonderful piece of music, I find my mind drifting back to a strange story which conductors and musicians relate with hushed breath on cold wintry nights after the lights have been turned low. It goes like this. Many years ago, in a concert hall very similar to this one, a special New Year's Eve concert was being held. Every seat had been sold months in advance. The guest conductor and soloists from all over the world had been invited to appear. Now, the conductor had a small son called Peter, who had many times before sat and watched his father bringing the huge symphony orchestra to life through the beautiful, soaring melodies of great composers. This particular night, however, was different because, as every seat had been sold, it meant that Peter would have to stay home. He was terribly disappointed, so much so that once his father had departed for the concert hall, he went straight to bed without even having his tea. Staring upwards into the quiet darkness of his bedroom, he tried hard to imagine what was happening at the concert. Finally, he could stand it no longer, and he leapt out of bed. Slipping into his clothes, he crept downstairs and let himself out through the kitchen door, out into the cold night air. By the time he arrived at the concert hall, the concert was almost over, but Peter didn't mind. At least he wouldn't have missed it completely. When the doorman wasn't looking, he darted inside and quickly made his way into the vast auditorium. A hush fell as the first notes of the last concerto floated out from the gleaming instruments, surging through the air with a power which stirred and uplifted the hearts and minds of all seated there. Hidden behind an enormous velvet curtain at the back, Peter could hardly breathe with excitement as the glorious music embraced him, caressing his very soul with its beauty. But as the music transported his young spirit into distant realms of joy and wonder, so his little body drifted into the secret caverns of sleep, worn out with the excitement of the evening's adventure. By the time the concerto ended, Peter was fast asleep, curled up in a small heap inside the soft folds at the foot of the tall velvet curtain. There he lay, unaware of the cheers and applause as his father bowed before the audience, unaware, too, of the chatter and shuffle of feet as the large concert hall gradually emptied. Soon the crowds had gone, leaving nothing behind but the ghosts of their enjoyment. The lights were dimmed, and a stillness hung over the stage, before which the rows of empty seats stretched out their plush arms into the lonely darkness, awaiting the embrace of another audience. So quiet now, so very dark, save for the shafts of light catching crystal chandeliers up on high and sending reflected sparkles of glittering silver down onto the rows of musical instruments lying motionless upon the stage. Time passed, and still Peter slept. But concert halls, like theaters, cherish many mysteries. And as the chill hour of midnight struck, a strange shuffling sound was heard to echo through the empty building. A sound which appeared to come from the direction of the stage. The sound of something moving. The sound of a clarinet.
I say, Obi, wake up, wake up. The time has come, old thing. It's the magic hour. It's our time now.
Magic hour, you say? Yes, so it is. Well, what did you think of the concert tonight, Clary? Didn't you think the conductor was good?
Oh, so. They're all the same, Obi, playing the same old pieces of music as usual. Something new is what we want. What do you think, Vi?
Well, I was just saying to Cello and my younger sisters, the violins, it's good if you like that sort of music all the time.
Talking of playing new compositions, just listen to what we can do. I think you'll find our notes are quite and gentle.
Gentle, is it? Ah, lads, we have a gentle tune, you look for.
Well, flute, I must say that was beautiful.
Thank you, cello.
It's a pity you're not as rich and deep as us, flute. Your music, although good, lacks that little something that only we can give. Come on, girls, it's our turn for a demonstration.
Lacks that little something. What rubbish you talk, you bags of strings. You know, no one sounds as rich and deep as my kettle drums on them.
Quite through, Dwams, quite through. Why don't you try boiling yourself in your own kettle drum, Thumper? You might make a little less racket if you did.
Here. It's Miss Laddie-da, terribly clever Laddie-da piano. Oh, dear, your Highness is so superior. You don't need us at all. What rubbish you talk, you key-faced snob.
Do stop it, everybody.
I'm not taking that.
Why is it always the same every year? The same old arguments and bickering. For 365 days we are bashed and pulled, beaten and scraped, plucked and blown. And just for 1 hour only each year we are free to play ourselves. And what do? Argue. Always argue.
Aye, well, we like a good argument, don't we, brothers?
Quite true.
Aye, don't we? Quite stimulating, I say. Quite stimulating.
Well, I don't. It's quite unnecessary.
Let's take it in turns then, shall we?
Right. Well, it's my turn first, all right? When you've already had your go, eh? So now let me see, what shall I play? Oh, yes, I know. No, I don't, no. Yes, I do. Aye, here we go. Scotch, way!
Someone here. Quiet, everybody. Quiet.
Hello? Hello? Who's there? Who was playing? Hello?
Shh. There's a human here.
Human? How can that be? They all got home. At least they should have gone home.
Who is it? Who's there?
It's a boy. A little boy.
A human boy. How did he get in?
What's he doing here at this time? He should be in bed.
I'm sorry. I didn't know. I've been watching a concert and got locked in. I fell asleep and Who are you? I can't see you.
Fell asleep, indeed.
Come on, boy. Why are you here? Tell us now. What are you doing up so late? And why aren't you asleep with the other humans?
Out with it, laddie. You're trespassing. Why are you spying on us, eh?
There's no one here at all. It's the instruments talking. That's impossible. Oh, my goodness. I must be dreaming. It's a talking thing.
Hey, what did you call me, boy, eh? A talking thing, indeed. I am a xylophone. Do you ken that, laddie? A xylophone. Talking thing, indeed.
You're not dreaming, boy. I mean, of course we're all alive, and we're just like you. So why shouldn't we talk?
Instruments don't talk. They aren't living things. That's nonsense. Whoever heard of silly instruments talking anyway?
Silly instruments?
If you're going to be rude, I suggest you leave us quickly before you get one of my sticks about you.
You tell him, xylophone.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean that you're silly. It's just that, well, no one ever talks to an instrument. They're for playing by people, not for having a conversation with.
Playing by people, indeed. Who do you think you're talking to, then? Without us, there will be no music at all. So there.
But to make music, you need somebody to play you.
Someone to play us, he says.
Oh,
dear.
A scale like this. An arpeggio. Like that, do you mean, boy?
I see. You do play by yourselves.
Of course we do. Whatever did you think, foolish boy?
But I saw you being played by the musicians earlier tonight. And you weren't playing without help then.
Well, dear boy, that's because this is our once-a-year night. A really special night, you see.
Once-a-year night? That sounds silly.
Who do you think you're calling silly?
I'm sorry. I don't really understand it at all. What is once-a-year night?
It's Freedom Night, our magic night. The first hour of the new year, lad. Fancy not knowing that. You are a stupid boy. We play by ourselves for a change. 1 whole hour without anyone telling us what to do or what to play. So don't you try, young fella.
Play by yourselves? I should love to hear you, Trumpet. Do you think I could listen to you for a little while, please?
Well, what do you say, lads? I mean, this is our night. It's not for humans.
I think he should hear us. After all, he can listen to some real music for once.
Oh, what's the difference? He's only a small boy. Just go over there, boy, and sit down. Be quiet and don't interrupt.
Okay, everybody, let's have a go.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it, you fools! That's enough! Idiot! Do you hear me? Stop it! I'll hit you with my sticks! Piece of lass. You're all maniacs, you know that. We can't all play together like this. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's sort of madness is what I say.
What's mad about it, wooden pegs? Why not play? No one's going to hear us. What difference does it make? Besides, it's good fun, isn't it, lads? A real good blast.
A blast is about the only thing you are good for, you noisy thing.
You call yourselves musicians? You don't sound like an orchestra to me. It's just an awful noise. If my father were here, he'd show you how to play together.
Your father, my dear boy, is a human, and humans don't understand. They make us do things we don't want to do. if I could just tell you how many wrong notes I've had punched on my keys.
And my player keeps blowing in my mouth all the time. It's a wonder I don't get a cold.
Too right, too right.
And our strings are scratched and scraped for hours, and even broken by those humans. And sometimes, well, we just have to scream. Just torture, just torture. Isn't that so?
And what about us then? Hey, I get beaten first here, then there. And sometimes my skin is stretched so tight it feels as though I'm going to split from end to end like a sausage. And it's just not necessary, when we're in tune. After all, we're just the best, aren't we, Symbol? Eh?
True, the best.
Well, if you think that's bad, then what about this? They shove those mute things right down our throats. Makes us real sick at times, I can tell you.
We don't care for humans all that much either. You try being an instrument, lad. You'll find it's not all fun.
You all complain about the musicians, but don't you see? Without them, you wouldn't be here at all. You may think that they treat you badly at times, but...
I don't listen to him, lads. He's one of them. A human, and a little one at that.
That's right, Trombone, he is small. Anyway, he doesn't know anything worth knowing.
I do, Trumpet! I do!
Very well, boy. Then tell us what you know. If your father's such a famous conductor, you should already know more than us. We are only instruments, isn't that so?
I don't pretend to know everything yet, but one day I will be a famous conductor. Just you wait and see. I can do it.
Prove it then. Go on, prove it, boy. Show us just how famous you are.
You try. Just show us. Go on.
All right. I'll try to conduct you, but you must help me as much as you can.
All right, everybody. Shall we let him try? It could be fun. I mean, he's only a small boy.
Yes, you're right.
All boys should be seen and not heard. But I suppose we could let him, just this once.
Give him a chance. See how he can do it.
All right. If you all get into the right places, I'll stand on the conductor's platform, so you can see me.
He's such a small boy. I doubt whether we can see him at all, even up there.
Right, orchestra. I want you to play, Tchaikovsky's 1812.
Oh, no, not anything to that. We always play that.
Just the same with these humans. They think they own everything. We want to play our own tunes, not those old ones again. We told you once and
all right. Why don't each of you play your own tune in turn?
Who's going to be first? That's what we say. Who's first?
Yeah, who's first?
The brass will play first.
We should... Hey, lad. Perhaps this kid's okay after all. He knows who's important. All right, lads, we're ready.
1, 2, 3. Now, brass.
What?
You didn't play together as you should.
Timing wrong? Nonsense, boy, what you're talking about. We time ourselves right well, don't we, lads?
We do indeed.
That's it, Trumpet. That's the trouble. It's difficult to stay together properly without someone else to keep the time. If you let me conduct you with my hands, like a real conductor, your music will be wonderful. Like this. Come on. Follow me. You see, it does work.
Well, not too bad, is it? Hey,
now, strings, it's your turn. If you start with the violins, the others can all join in. And I'll conduct you, just like before.
Yes.
following my hands. Try it again. Oh, strings. That was beautiful.
Yes, it was rather.
I think that's a wonderful tune. Both you and the brass are very clever composers.
Of course we
It comes
are.
natural to us.